like it's a whole like odd duck thing going on. Hi everybody, this is Adam with Adam of All Trades, and today we are going to do the first episode of my faith journaling videos. For episode 1, I wanted to cover my feelings of being an odd duck Christian. I know that there's other people out there that feel this way, kind of that awkward place that is within, like, you go to church, you're part of the church, you volunteer, you do things, but you never truly feel like you belong. You feel like the odd duck. And I struggled with this a couple weeks ago, really hard. And uh, I, just to make everything clear, I do have a form of uh, non-hyper ADHD, and I have social anxiety, which is a big hurdle for me because I want to participate. I want to do all the things in church, but socially have anxiety. A big thing that stands out, this is a great example of being an odd duck Christian, is that I'm part of a small circle, a couple of different small circle groups that meets outside of church, and one of them we had a conversation about music, and I like rock and rap, and I like all kinds of different kinds of music, but I'm that guy that, like, when I'm in my car, I like to turn my music up. It's gonna sound like really hard, like metal and rock, but it's all Christian music. It's Christian metal, Christian rock, Christian rap. um but everyone else there was like, oh, I like hymns and slow music, and it's all very calm, and I'm over here like like it's a whole like odd duck thing going on. um but I'm in another group with my family that we go and meet with sometimes, and I'm the only stay-at-home dad in the group, and I'm kind of the redneck dude of the group as well. And so I feel really out of place. And and that just kind of translates into Sunday. You go to church, you try to dress your best, and I'm to the point now where it's like, I'm not a suit kind of guy. I hate wearing polos, so I've started wearing nice clothes that I'm comfortable in. So, like, I wear nice shirts. Sometimes I'll throw a polo on, but I'll wear a decent or a nice shirt, or I'll wear a shirt that has Bible references on it, and then shorts, because shorts is what I'm most comfortable in. I wear them year round, even in the winter. More odd duck stuff. So I had all this going on, and it really started weighing on me a couple of weeks ago, and I just like, I don't know. I got to the point where I didn't want to go. I didn't want to participate. I just like, I don't fit in. I don't belong here. And I have a really great friend at my church that we're really close friends. My family spends a lot of time with his family, and he's really helped me actually feel comfortable there. And I texted him one day and I said, "Man, I feel like the odd duck. I feel like I don't belong." And he was like, "Meet me tomorrow lunch, like, meet me this week for lunch. Crisis will take care of this." And it was like, well, I didn't mean it as a crisis. I just needed to tell someone that wasn't, my immediate family, that how I was feeling about it, someone from church. And so we went and we had an afternoon of talking. Um, or not afternoon, but a couple hours. We went out to eat and we talked. And he was like, here's my perspective. Here's where I'm coming from. He goes, obviously we're friends. We get along really well, but like outside of that, he goes, in our circle that I'm in with him, he's like, we need an odd duck. We need someone who loves Christ and loves to follow the Lord, but isn't the cookie cutter Christian. You're not your everyday Sunday Christians. We need you to shake it up, because we need to be able to recognize that we're all different. We need to accept and bring in people of all walks. Like, you being the way, you be feeling that way just means that you bring something to the table that no one else does. So that kind of is my first realization with this, that if you feel like an odd duck Christian, it's because not because you don't. It doesn't mean that you don't fit. It means that you're bringing something that no one has experienced yet, or that maybe God think or is putting you there because they need you to be that odd duck in their life. Um, and here's another big thing with it, and God kind of revealed with this, is that we us odd ducks are attracted to other odd ducks. So people that come in the church and they feel really uncomfortable with the door greeters and all these people that shake your hand and smile and tell you that, oh, we're so happy you're here, and you feel really uncomfortable and you're like crashing in on yourself and you're like, I just want to run away. Well, you're going to look around the room and you're going to see me in my, my shorts and my nice t-shirt with, pray without ceasing shirt, or whatever. And I look at you and you're like, oh, that's a redneck dude, like bald head redneck dude that he doesn't really fit in, but he's standing over there with his hands up going, I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm so nervous. And you're like, oh, that guy gets it. So like we attract each other. It's a kind of a safety in a storm kind of thing where it's like, I'm uncomfortable, there's no one like me around me, and then you see the other odd duck in the room and you go, they understand me. That's kind of what happened with my close friend there at church. So when I first started going there, he he immediately, like, he's really good at it. He's really I'd say extroverted, but he's really outgoing. And he seen me, and we had the total like Step Brothers movie situation where it's like, oh, should we just become best friends? And because we're both kind of the odd ducks, and so that is like that's the second kind of revelation I've had with this, is that the odd ducks are there because the people that are most important to church are the people that are coming in and they need to be there, but they're not, they're not well dressed. They're not the uppity ups of society. They're the lowly, and us odd ducks are there to make them feel welcome. Um, and it says in multiple places in the Bible that um, God favors the odd ducks, the ones that don't fit in, the ones that, like, there's so many great examples that there's so many people, and I just wanted to go through this list real quick, and then I have a verse to share with it as well. But Moses was a terrible speaker and possibly had a stutter, and he was used to lead everyone out of Israel. David was the youngest son, and he was overlooked because he was just a shepherd boy, and he became Israel's greatest king and ancestor of Jesus. Gideon was timid and was hiding from his enemies, and he led 300 men to defeat a massive army. Rahab, a Canaanite prostitute, protected the Israelite spies, and took care of them, and became part of Jesus's lineage. Peter, impulsive, he's impulsive and brash, and he's a fisherman, which was considered like, the scum, basically. He became the rock of and the example for the entire early church and for us. Paul literally murdered Christians. Could you imagine him walking into church? How much of an odd duck he felt like walking in, and people are like, is he gonna murder us? Is he here to persecute us? And he's like, hey guys, I'm one of you now. Imagine that. Um, Mary Magdalene was possessed by demons, and she was the first witness of the resurrection. Um, Amos was a fig picker. He was not a trained prophet, and he delivered prophetic warnings to Israel. Deborah, woman leader in a male-dominated society, she led Israel to a military victory. Um, Zacchaeus, he was a hated tax collector and very short. He hosted Jesus and radically and had his life radically changed. Um, and my favorite one, Balaam's donkey, literally a donkey, and he spoke out audibly to correct Balaam. So all these examples of being an odd duck or odd donkey is these people were used for great things in God's kingdom, for God's kingdom, and they were the odd ducks. They were people that were outcast. There were people that were the last person that anyone would pick to do these great things. And God said, I want that one. That odd duck, that's the one I want. So, kind of to conclude, sometimes I feel really uncomfortable and out of place and like an odd duck, and I just kind of want to run away because it's like, I don't belong here. No one, but God has a different plan, and he says, I want you. I want the odd duck. You are going to make huge changes that will benefit those who need you. They need the odd duck. Honestly, even though I feel like an odd duck, that's not on anyone at my church. They are all fantastic. I love them. I would do anything for them. But I felt like I needed to talk about it on our first journal entry for my channel.